DEUCES WILD bitches!
And off we go after about a week break due to the Thrill being in San Francisco. As you guys can see, the EB and the Thrill have a little different gear we're sporting here. How about the old little lefty baseball player with the fishing pole, steelhead little logo here? And I know EB wants to say a few words about that.
Yeah, Thrill, this is a new sponsor of ours, Steelhead. And my dude Alex reached out and he said, hey, how can I get involved? I like what you and Thrill do. So I'm like, yo, that's not my department. Talk to Leslie, talk to Joe. Let's work something out. And bam, a brand new title sponsor, Steelhead gear. This shit is cool. We don't pimp stuff that we don't like, Thrill. So obviously, this is right up your alley.
This is right up my alley. A lot of fishing gear, a lot of outdoor type of gear. If you guys go on their website, steelhead.com. I mean, dude, there's all kinds of stuff you can look at. A lot of hats, a lot of shirts, a lot of outdoor wear, rain gear. There's even fishing tackle on there. It's more of a fishing type of company. They're out of Tualatin, Oregon, which is a little bit south of Portland. I'm actually going to be up that way a little bit later this year when I go to Eugene. And, you even talked about it. Alex, and his brother Cobb started the company, and Cobb kind of eased off, and one of their good friends, Adam, jumped in. So now it's Alex and Adam running the company. And this shirt that we have on right here, me and you, is called the Heavy Hitter Bay Area. That's right. The Bay Area boys are sporting a Bay Area shirt. So there we go.
All right, Thrill, let's not forget Bet Online for all our degenerate gamblers out there. It's your number one source for all of your summer sports this season, from MLB, golf, NBA, and NHL playoffs. All the stats, scores, news, odds, latest predictions, everything else that you need. Head to Bet Online today or use your mobile device to get in on the action. Bet Online, where the game starts. And then this is our first official read for Steelhead. Swing for the fences. Steelhead, that's STLHD. It's Gear's heavy hitter tee. That's what we're wearing. Where America's two greatest pastimes, baseball and fishing, unite. As American as apple pie, this gear is a home run. Steelhead gear has you covered, whether you enjoy fishing or just exploring the great outdoors. Steelhead gear has something for you. Score big at steelhead.com. And check this out, Thrill. This is pretty cool. Knock off 22% of your order with the code DEUCES. DEUCES. It has all lowercase here. So I imagine, I don't know if you could do it all caps or just the cap of the D. My read here that Leslie sent me is all lowercase. DEUCES. 22% off at checkout. And we're hoping to talk to Alex at some point throughout the course of the show. But as of now, let's get rolling, man. You were in San Francisco last week. Yeah. Obviously, I saw you on the telecast.
Yeah, no, opening day had me give the old freaking fist pump and all that. Crowd went wild, all that craziness. So it was fun. Got a chance to do a real good read on the team. They won 2 out of 3 from San Diego. Actually played pretty decent, even though they scuffled. They really scuffled the whole homestand, hitting with runners in scoring position. They were 1 for 27 with runners in scoring position. So, they wound up winning 2 out of 3 from the Padres and then turn right around. And the Nationals, I don't know why. Nationals got the Giants number last few years, and they lost 2 out of 3 to them. But, all in all, coming into tonight, they were, 7-10. They're kind of in the middle of the pack. It's one of those things early in the season. If you get on a roll, you can jump to the top of the pack. So they just got to find a way to get on the roll.
They're down 2-0, or excuse me, they're down 6-3 right now. I don't know how or why 2-0 came up in my mind, but there's one out in the bottom of the 8th inning. Luis Ariz, the batting champion from last year in the National League, is up to the plate right now. We have a lefty-on-lefty matchup. Thrill, walk us through this because Ariz is a really good hitter.
Ariz is a really good hitter, and, he's facing Eric Miller right here. Eric Miller, his fastball command is kind of iffy. He has a real good changeup and a breaking ball. So if I'm Ariz, I'm looking for that off speed.
99 miles per hour.
Yeah,
dude.
He rushes it up there. I ain't saying that, but he's been having a little problems finding his own. But, that one, Ariz is just beating off. He's fouling that one off. And he's already 2 for 4 in the game. So, the former batting champion is getting off to a decent start. There's the break ball.
Yeah. Thrill, we talk about, exit velocity a lot and launch angle and the revolution. Did you know that, and this is what my kids always say, did you know? I always caution when I say, did you know anything? But here's Ariz, a breaking ball down. He's going to dribble it over to first base, a fair ball.
That looked like the changeup I was telling you about.
Okay.
We'll throw it left on left.
Really? Yeah, it did because it didn't have a big sweeping break to it.
No, that's a changeup.
So Ariz is an anomaly in a sense because he was damn near dead last in exit velocity in the National League last year. Yet he was the fucking batting champion.
That's what I keep telling everybody. You and I have talked about it. Everybody in the chat room knows, if they wanted, an exit velocity on Tony Gwynn, he'd be in the low digits. And if they wanted a launch angle, he'd be in the low digits because all he did was hit these freaking rocket ground balls or, bloop one in or, dunk one in here and there. And he wound up getting 3,300 hits. So guess what? It is shot placement and it is knowing what you're doing with that piece of lumber up there, which a lot of people do not know what they're doing with that bastard.
So this goes to the point that we talk about a lot. Good hitters get jammed. They let the ball travel. They're not afraid to catch a ball in on the hands because they're taking the proper bat path. Yet the shittiest hitters, the worst hitters, are the ones that are always hitting the ball off the end of the bat.
Correct.
It's the worst kind of contact there is because you're not giving yourself a chance.
Yeah, and then, Tony Gwynn and I even talked about that. So it's kind of what we call dragging the barrel. So your hands come through and the barrel of the bat's still behind you. So even though you're technically kind of late, technically kind of getting jammed, if you kind of know what you're doing with your hands, you can still find a way to muscle it out there and get you a base hit. And Tony got a lot of them, and listening to him, I got my share of them. So it's a good technique.
So I saw a video with Tony Gwynn just recently, and he said there's 2 keys to hitting. He said number 1 is balance. If you don't have balance, you don't have anything. So you got to be able to stay in the balance. And he said number 2 is you need to take and he prefaced this by saying a lot of what I'm about to tell you might not make sense to you, but you need to take the knob of the bat to the baseball. And the barrel will fall.
Yes, and so that's what I'm telling you. If you're taking the knob of the bat to the baseball, it means your hands are coming to the ball. Barrel of the bat is always going to be right behind your hands. And like you and I have talked about, if you're staying on that same plane as the ball, if you're taking your hands to the ball, barrel of the bat's going to be behind it. Ball's going to hit the barrel of the bat. So there you go. So
how was the overall vibe in San Francisco when you were there?
Overall vibe was really good. I mean, there was a lot of positive energy. People really not only the ball players but the fans loved the new look of the team. They loved the new vibe. They loved the old school, having Bob Melvin and Matt Williams in charge, and they were really excited about this year. Like I said, they're kind of feeling their way around. But hey, look, it's not how you start in baseball, as you well know. It's how you finish. And these guys. They're trying to get Blake Snell up on his pitch count. He hasn't had the best command yet, but he's getting there. Kyle Harrison has been a positive. I didn't know what to expect from Kyle. Kyle's come out, took the ball. He's done a great job, got us deep in the innings. Logan Webb's doing his thing, man. He's going 6-7 every time out. And, there's a bunch of good stuff on the horizon. Oh, and by the way, Jordan Hicks has made a great transition into being a starting pitcher. He's 2-0, and yesterday he came out, and it was a tie ball game, but he got us into the 6th. So, I mean, he's done a great job. And, you got Alex Cobb, who might be back in May, depending on his time frame. And then, as we talked about, you got Robbie Ray coming back for the second half. So if the Giants can stay in that mix, kind of in the middle of the pack, and then come out the second half and have a full complement of starters and stuff like that, you never know. You never know where this team might go. I mean, all it takes is for them to get hot.
Yeah, well, the good news is that there's a shit ton of teams that make the playoffs now. So it's feasible to think that they could finish around 500 and still have a chance to get into the dance. Blake Snell, Thrill, has been catching a little bit of heat from Giants fans. I kind of feel like it's unwarranted. The guy just signed. We rush him into action, and yeah, he's going to tell you he's ready. But when you don't go through a full spring training, it throws your shit off. So I think Giants fans need to remember this is a guy that has always been a little up and down, and when he finds a groove, he's fucking filthy. Giants fans just waiting for him to get there, though.
Guess what? All right? I completely get where you're talking about, and I completely get where Giant fans are talking about. But go back and look last year. NL Cy Young winner. He had damn near a 6 ERA in April. He's a notorious slow starter. Plus, on top of that, he came in late to spring training. All right? So give him a little bit of leeway here. This dude's got great stuff, man. He's going to get a lot of people out, and he's going to make a lot of people look stupid. All right? Speaking of stupid, we had a big-time miscommunication the other day where Mr. Duvall had to come into the game in the 8th inning without having thrown a warm-up pitch. So there was a miscommunication in between the bench and the bullpen as to who was getting up, who was going to come into the game, et cetera, et cetera. And our actual bullpen coach, his name's Garvin, he actually had to leave the team. His father passed away. And so they got J.P. Martinez from last year's staff that was down there. And some sort of way or another, there was a miscommunication. Camilo Duvall had to come in the 8th inning and face, basically the tie and run with no warm-up pitches thrown. So all he had was chunk 8 warm-up pitches and get on the mound. And credit to him. I got to love Camilo for saying this. He goes, man, I'm ready whenever you call me down there. Yeah. And so he didn't think twice about it. He wound up getting a 4-out save, and props to him. But that miscommunication needs to be tightened up.
Dude, so Melvin went out there. He asked for the right-hander. The left-hander came into the game. But because he put his right hand up, they forced him to bring in a right-hander. Is that it?
Yes. Well, he wanted the right-hander. I think he wanted the right-hander.
Oh,
and everybody assumed that he was bringing in the lefty to face the lefty.
Yeah.
No, he wanted the right-hander. He wanted the closer. And that's where the miscommunication was. Evidently, Duvall thought, or whoever, I don't know the inside situation, but somebody thought that it was going to be a lefty on a lefty matchup, and Bob said, piss on that. I want my closer in there. So, anyway.
Skip Schumacher actually got...
Oh, he threw a little spit, didn't he?
What was he bitching about?
He was bitching about Duvall came in and had to get the left-hander back out and the right-hander in, and he said that there ought to be a pitch clock violation, and the hitter should have started off 1-0. Which I get his argument. I mean, I definitely get his argument because there was mass confusion going on out there, but the umpire didn't start the pitch clock until he figured out the whole situation.
Yeah. If you're just joining us, you are listening, you are watching Deuces Wild on No Filter Network. And the banner above Thrills in My Head is Steelhead Gear. It is fucking fantastic. I mean, look at these shirts. How can you not want to get one of these things? Go to Steelhead. Is it steelheadgear.com? What's the website?
Yeah, I just typed in the letters ST, LDHD, whatever the hell. I typed it in on the computer. Boom! It popped right on up. Go to the website and plug in our DEUCES code, and you get 22% off.
Dude, so I'm checking the audience view here, and it has the two of us, like what the audience actually looks at.
Yeah.
And we created this banner for Steelhead, and it's above our heads. It looks really badass. All right, Giants having runners at first and second. So the tying run is at the plate. Estrada just struck out. 2 down now in the bottom of the ninth. Scott, the closer for the Marlins, is in, and I would say, Thrill, we probably got the guy that we would want up at the plate. Wilmer Flores coming up with 2 outs in the game on the line.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'd want this guy up there. I can promise you that. He's gonna find a way to put a good swing on one of these balls.
Oh, fuck. You got to swing at that shit, man. 86 right down the dick.
You see that right there? I'm going to tell you a story after this batter. I'll let you know.
Yeah.
Let's just see what he's doing.
Lee is on deck. So the 0-1 pitch, there's a fastball 96, and you'll pop that shit up. Get out of play. Get out of play. Yeah, see, you know what? You fucking ruined it, man. He had 86 right down the middle. Go ahead.
Okay, so, we just talked about, being out there, in San Francisco with the team, and I'm sitting in on the hitters meeting, and they're going over all of the Padres relievers. I've never seen these guys before, and they're flipping videos up there, right? And so they show the first guy. He's like slider, fastball, slider, fastball. Next guy coming in, slider, fastball, slider. Next guy, slider, fastball. That kind of shit, right? I mean, all the way through the bullpen. And so, the guys start talking amongst themselves, and they're like, hey, look, we got to get the fastball. We got to push it out over the plate. Don't get jammed. Get the head out on the fastball and all that. And, like I said, this is the first trip out there. This is opening day. And I'm like, and I even went to all of the hitting instructors. I'm like, what part of 70% sliders did you guys not see in those videos? Would you rather hit a 96 mile an hour heater, or would you rather hit a 82 to 85 mile an hour hanging freaking slider? Oh, and by the way, when you get runners in scoring position, you are going to see sliders. I couldn't get over it. I'm just shaking my head. And that right there is one of the reasons why, guys, and not necessarily Giants, anybody in the major leagues right now, they scuffle in driving in runs is because they do not look at a video and say, hey, when he's got his butt in a ringer, what pitch does he go to? If it's the slider, you need to sit on it. You are going to get it. It might not be the first pitch, but sit on the bastard, and you're going to get it. Coming from a guy that drove in 100 runs, know what the fuck I'm talking about, all right? There you go.
So Wilmer Flores was just up with the game on the line.
What pitch does he throw first pitch?
Dude, it was a cement mixer. A
hanging, get me over slider. Those go freaking 600 feet.
Well, why not pull the trigger? Like, this is what I don't understand. If you want to look fastball, that's fine. It's okay. Like, I'm looking fastball. But in the back of my mind, if you hang that bitch, my head's going to be out. And so even if you're looking fastball, you get that click one click out front, it's gone, dude. It's gone. You have to trust yourself. Just because you see hanging slider, you see a slider, you're like, oh, I'm going to give up on it. Well, he takes it right down the middle, and then what does he get? He gets 96 up in the zone. That's really hard to hit, man.
No, and that's what I'm saying. Would you rather hit 96 or would you rather hit 83, 84 hanging in your face? And so this is how, guys in my generation broke down the other pitchers and what they would throw in crucial situations. And there's a reason that we didn't even call them walk-offs back then. We just called them game winners. All right. There's a reason why I had 30-something game winners over a 3-year span. It's because I sat on pitches. All right. Late in the game, 8th, 9th inning, sat on pitches, got it, tried to put a good swing on it. There you go. So, hey, while we're talking about it, because you're up that way, tip of the cap to Big Mike and Jason for easing on out there to the Nevada game. I don't know if they fed the team or not, but they had a gorgeous day out there, and then literally sent me pictures the next day, freaking snow. What is going on with you and the freaking weather over there, dude?
Well, I'd love to tell you, Thrill, that I control the weather.
Lord almighty, son, what's happening?
It's a little bit outside of my control. There is still a shit ton of snow on the ground, although it's starting to melt. It was 67 degrees here in the greater Lake Tahoe area. Absolutely gorgeous, but we did get some snow last week. So, yeah, it's hysterical.
It's hysterical. We're literally like a week and a half removed from you taking a freaking snow dive out there naked and shit. So.
And you're right. You're right, because that was the last time that you came on.
Yeah.
We had a nice little storm.
Yeah.
And that was it. Hey, all right, let's go back to the hitters meeting and go back to the approach, because I do know that Pat Burrell is one of the coaches for the San Francisco Giants. And I also know that Pat would sit on pitches all the time. I'd be shocked, and I am shocked, if he's not in their ear telling them to sit slider.
You know what? I love Pat to death. And, Pat and I even talked about it while I was out there. As a matter of fact, he was the one I was saying, hey, why don't you tell him to look slider right there? And he said, I'll have meetings with guys off on the side, but I think it should be done in front of the group. That's me personally. Another thing, too, is you got to remember this. Pat is new, and he's dealing with guys who've been here for a few years, and he's learning their tendencies. He's learning their routines, all that sort of stuff. This is the first homestand of the year at our own ballpark. He's letting all of this play out and all that. Pat Burrell knows exactly what he's doing. He gives great analogies. And, the guys are really, buying into Pat's program. But what I'm talking about is, the next level. I'm talking about you have to know what's coming, and you have to have the balls to sit on it. That's it. There you go.
Yeah. Look, man, I've known Pat since high school and played with him in Cape Cod. And
I love him. Pat's freaking awesome, man. He's awesome. And, member of our World Series teams, All-American at University of Miami, high round draft choice. Dude, I love Pat. He's awesome.
Yeah, he's a very intellectual hitter. And that was the thing about him. He's a smart dude, but
he's got some real good theories on things. Because I was listening to him talk to some of the hitters about little adjustments they needed to make, and 3 out of 4, I was in total agreement. I was like, yeah, that's what needs to happen. So,
all right, let's talk about our squad right now. The Giant squad, that is our squad. It's a little aggressive. Let's roll down some of the key members and kind of just take a little bit of a dive into what these guys are doing. I'm looking for the box score here from today. It was good to see.
You just go ahead and fire away, and I got the stats pulled up. So go ahead.
Austin Slater led off today. He's hitting 133 on the season. Obviously, a very slow start. 1 for 3 today with a run scored and a strikeout. Is there anything you've noticed from him?
The one thing about Austin wants the ball to kind of get deep, and he wants to inside out the ball. He is a center field to right center type of guy, and when he gets into trouble is when he tries to start pulling the ball. And so he's got a little bitty sampling of at bats right now because he's only got 15 at bats and he's coming off a surgery. So, we'll see what happens when it plays out a little bit more.
Lamont Wade Jr.
Start out hot. He's been hot. I love his swing. He's got a real solid approach going right now. You know, he's the guy right now in our lineup. I wouldn't change a damn thing. Just keep doing what you're doing.
You had Estrada pinch hit. Who did he pinch hit for? Did he pinch hit for Lamont Wade because they didn't want the lefty on lefty matchup? They did, and he struck out Thairo Estrada.
Okay, so Thairo took a lot of early batting practice when I was in San Francisco, as did Jorge Soler. They both took a lot of early batting practice. They were feeling their way around some stuff. Estrada was kind of pulling off the ball. He wasn't staying through it like he normally does. And then they started messing with like his hand position. Evidently his hand position, wherever it was not the same as his hand position last year. So he took a lot of early batting practice, as did Soler. They were trying to get Soler to stay through the middle of the field, use middle of the field, right center, because he was getting a big dose of breaking balls.
Okay, you mentioned Soler. Let's go to him. 0 for 4, a couple more punch outs. He's hitting 219. He's got a 751 OPS though, so not the end of the world.
Yeah, no, I mean, you know, his big thing is, I mean, just looking at what he's done in the past, he's gonna be streaky. You know, and when he gets on that run, you gotta just freaking, you gotta jump on board. But in the meantime, he's gonna make probably some ugly outs. But other than that, I mean, when he gets on a roll, he can pound some stuff. I mean, he went out of center field, what was it, yesterday, day before, whatever it was, like it was no problem.
Yeah, Wilmer Flores, 40 at bats on the year, he's hitting 250, no homers yet.
Don't panic on Wilmer, best hitter, one of the best hitters on the team. Don't panic. Professional, got ice water in his veins. Even though, you know, he didn't get it done tonight, you know, he's the guy I want up there.
Jung-Hoo Lee, kind of surprised his stats aren't better. I just feel like every time I watch this guy, he's doing something. It's 70 at bats. He's got a 257 average, 1 homer, 5 driven in, a couple stolen bases, 637 OPS. Not great.
Yeah, and you know, I mean, he's got 70 at bats, got 6 walks. So you know, and he's always going to have a low walk total. And the reason he's going to have a low walk total is because he's got such great hand-eye coordination. He puts the ball in play. So you know, I mean, he's one of those guys. I mean, you got to remember something right now. I mean, he's coming to a new country. He's coming to a new league, trying to adjust to a little bit more velocity and some different breaking balls than what he has seen, you know, in Korea. And so give him a little time. Let him go through the league one time, and then second time through, I think he might tune it up a notch.
Patrick Bailey's got 39 at-bats. Why is at-bats so low? He just doesn't play every day?
He's a catcher, and he gets every third, fourth day off.
Dude, he's getting 282 with a 758 OPS. We need some guys that play every day, bro.
Yeah, you know what? I like Pat. You know, I actually like what he has been doing offensively. He doesn't strike out a boatload. He finds a way to put the ball in play. My big thing with Pat is, hey, look, tighten up the defense. You know, I mean, he had 3 errors through the first, 10 games. Look, when you start throwing the ball down to second base, you got to get it to second base. I can't help you out if you're one hopping the ball into second base. And we even talked about it. We talked about it in the clubhouse, and he and Murphy came out early one day and threw down the second base just to get the cobwebs out and make a few better throws, set their sights a little bit better.
Matt Chapman, 73 at-bats. He hit his 4th home run of the season today. Average is low, but I think Giants fans need to understand. He said 205 right now, but this is a career 787 OPS guy. So, yeah. But he's also a career 239 hitter. He's gonna take his walks, and he's gonna hit for some thumps. So, when it's all said and done, don't be surprised to see Chappie in mid-20s with homers, but he also might hit 230.
Here's another one. I mean, he actually, from what I've seen from him, he gets pitched tough. I mean, and the reason being because they know how much power is in there. So, his big thing, and he did it while I was in San Francisco, but he was a little inconsistent with it. He's going to have to go up the middle the other way because nobody's going to challenge him in. And, You know, he got a game-winning base knock to right field while I was there, but then he also just missed a few balls. And if he can clean that up a little bit, he's going to hit.
Michael Conforto has been raking 292 average, 4 homers, 14 driven in, a 897 OPS. He has been your most productive offensive player. Well, give me your thoughts on this, because Conforto hit 7th today. And here is a guy with eye-popping numbers, clearly your best and hottest hitter at this point in the season. Because I'm assuming they faced a left-handed starter, that was the reason why he hit so low in the order. Is there something to be said for having a 1 through 5 that are consistent? At least 1 through 5. And I mean, I could take it all the way to fucking 9 if you want me to.
No,
show up in the ballpark knowing where you're going to hit.
Yeah, no. We don't even need to take it to 9. But, you know, we touched on this a little bit last show, but we didn't get into it. But I did have this talk with some people in San Francisco when I was there. If you can get more than 3 people in your lineup hot, dude, you can score a lot of runs, all right? And don't let your 3, 4, 5 guys get hot at the same time, all right? So look back. Let everybody in the chat room, let's look back, all right? You're talking about me, Kevin Mitchell, Matt Williams, all right? We'll do 89, all right? Then let's fast forward a few years, and it's me, Matt, and Barry in 93. Look at the offense that can come up when you get the middle of the lineup rocking and rolling, all right? It's the same thing that what EB just said. Anytime 1 through 5, you can get 3 of those guys hot, dude, you can score a lot of runs, all right? And we just have not gotten anybody hot besides really Conforto. And, you know, I mean, he carried us for the first few games, and then he got a little cold, and then he's been picking up the pace here a little bit. But, you know, and Lamont's doing a great job. You know who else is doing a great job? And I got to tip my cap to him because I didn't know him at all, is Nick Ahmed. Nick Ahmed, you know, he's hitting 288, and he's drove in a few clutch runs. So, you know, I got to give Nick his due as well.
Well, you know what then, Thrill? Fuck that. Because why not take Nick Ahmed today, for example, and let's lead his ass off. Let's lead off with Nick Ahmed. Let's then settle Conforto in, who's really starting to look like the real deal. Let's put him in the 2-hole. And then kind of depending, you know, where we are, I mean, Jung-Hoo Lee, if you want to stay consistent with him, I don't.
So here's the thing. All right, I get you. I get what you're saying here. Jung-Hoo Lee is not a middle of the lineup guy. All right, he's 1 or 2. All right,
he's 1, 2, or 8, 9.
Yeah, but if you want to hit Ahmed 1, well, then hit him 2. And as of right now, just because of Conforto being one of our hot guys and Lamont being a hot guy, those guys have to be in the middle of the lineup because they're the guys that are getting base hits right now. And if we can get on for them, we can score a few runs. And we just got through saying that we've been scuffling with runs in scoring position. So there we go.
What do we know about Tyler Fitzgerald?
All right, so here's the big thing. All right, Tyler Fitzgerald is one of our players for the future, without a shadow of a doubt. We had this discussion in the coach's room. Can Tyler Fitzgerald play every day at shortstop? I went to bat for the kid, and I said, yeah, he can definitely play every day at shortstop. He's young. You're going to have growing pains, just like you had with a Luciano or a Matos or a Casey Schmidt. But Tyler Fitzgerald he's the only guy in the whole organization. The whole organization last 2 years went 20-20. All right?
Yeah.
He got power. He's got speed. He plays multiple positions. He can play 2 or 3 infield positions, and he can play outfield. And he can run. He's got good instinct. I like Tyler Fitzgerald. I am on the Tyler Fitzgerald team. So if you don't want to be on the Tyler Fitzgerald team, get out the way to Thrill, because I might steamroll your ass.
He played second base today. Nick Ahmed played shortstop, and he definitely is somebody to look out for, the kid from Louisville. Let's go to Jordan Hicks, because he went 5 innings today. Thrill, 3 hits, 2 runs, 3 walks, 5 strikeouts. His ERA is a minuscule 1.57 so far this season as a starter. What have you seen from him?
Just, from what I've seen from him is he's just controlling the game. I mean, he's not walking anybody. You gotta go to an upper 90s type of fastball, of which he has 2. He has the 4-seam and the runner, and then, he goes from there. So for me personally, Jordan Hicks is a handful of face, and he's proven it so far.
86 pitches today from Jordan Hicks. All right, so overall, though, Thrill, the Giants are sitting at 7-11. So not the end of the world.
No,
right?
Not the end of the world.
Great. But they're 3.5 games out of the first place Dodgers, who are 11-8, and they've had a little rough go of it lately. They lost to the fucking Nationals last night.
Hey, I'm telling you one thing right now. Those Nationals, dude, I like the way Davey Martinez has those guys playing. They're a little scrappy bunch of bastards. I like that. They took extra bases. They stole bases. They ran in our faces on the balls in center field and left field. Dude, I was like amazed. I'm like, that's old school baseball right there. They might be a little light on the hitting end sometimes, but man, I like the way that they play the game.
Okay, you mentioned that aggressive style of play that I grew up watching, you grew up playing against. Whitey Herzog, the manager of the famous St. Louis Cardinals, double sky point to him. Thrilly just passed away. Your thought?
Yeah, he passed away, 92 years old. Whitey Herzog was one of the classiest dudes out there. A lot of respect for that man. Not only from the other side of things, being a Giant, but then when I went over and I became a Cardinal, he actually came up and we shook hands and talked a lot and all that sort of stuff. Great man, Hall of Fame coach, without a shadow of a doubt. Brought some titles to the St. Louis faithful out there. And, my prayers go out to his family.
Do you have any Whitey Herzog stories firsthand, secondhand?
Oh, hell. I mean, he and Roger Craig had no love lost whatsoever.
I love it.
If you were a good manager back then, so like a Tony La Russa or, a Whitey Herzog or whoever it might be, Roger Craig did not like you. Roger Craig wanted to beat your ass. And so he and Whitey went at it a few times verbally out on the field, but that did not diminish how I felt about Whitey Herzog as a manager.
He seemed like one of the managers that would always have his players back.
Oh yeah, so he was an earlier version of Bobby Cox.
That's exactly. Yep.
That's about as good of a recommendation as I make.
Yeah. Bobby Cox, despite the fact that he wore nails, metal spikes for every one of the games that he managed, I just thought that was the greatest thing, man. Tim Hudson said it's the greatest manager he ever played for. And I know for a long time, and I'm not sure if he still has it, but he had that record of getting thrown out of more games than any other manager. And that goes to show you it's a manager that has the backs of his players. And sometimes you might not even be in the right, but fuck it. If you're getting your guys back, then what happens, it's not only that one player, but it's also everyone else in that dugout that sees you get their back as well.
So here's one for you. And this shows you what kind of guy Whitey is. All right. So we have the fight in St. Louis out at second base, right? So, all right, ejection here and whatever. Everything's said and done. All right. the next pitch is up over Mike Aldretti's head. Here we go again, you know? So Whitey's like, piss on that, you know, and, you know, he's pointing at me, you know, saying, hey, he started it. Well, he's like, I'm going to finish it. So he had his guy throw up over the top of Aldretti, and, you know, here we went again. But that was old school baseball. It was Whitey Herzog, Hall of Fame manager, going to bat for his players, and everybody respected him so much that they did it. So there you go.
So, Thrill, Jackson Holliday, the son of Matt Holliday, the number one prospect in all of baseball, last week was called up to the big leagues. He has gotten off to a bit of a slow start. It hasn't affected the O's. They've been playing fantastic. He's now hitting, I think it's like 0.45. As a number one prospect like yourself, coming to the big leagues for the first time, is there any advice that you would give Jackson Holliday at this point?
You know, hey, look, I mean, you know, he's getting the hype that's coming his way, which is due. I mean, he's a great player, but you know, everybody's like, this kid ain't gonna make a name on me. He's not gonna make a name on me, and they pitching the shit out of him right now. So you know, hey, look, he'll have to make the adjustments that he's made in the past, and you know, his talent's gonna come through. And while we are talking about the Orioles, all right, which is one of your former teams, one of my former teams, dude. What is up with this Cedric Mullins, man? Yeah. I mean, Jesus, every time I freaking turn around, this guy is laid out making diving catches. I think he's got like the most ever like diving catches on SportsCenter in the last year or something. I'm like, who the hell is this guy? But I mean, that just shows you that, you know, being West Coast dudes, we don't get all of the East Coast feeds, but you've been a Cedric Mullins fan for a while. Give us a run on that.
Thrill, he's legit, man. He really is. He's that good. I've been a huge fan of his just for the fact that, I mean, this guy right now, he's at 259, 830 OPS, whatever. He did, I forget what it was, but it was last year I did a whole No Filter Network video on him, but he came up with like the season on the line, trying to get the O's into the playoffs. He's in Seattle. And I think it was the fact that he robbed a home run to save the game and then came up in extra innings and hit the fucking home run to win the game. So the game was over. Like whoever it was for Seattle hit a bomb to deep center field. He goes over the wall, makes one of the sickest catches you've ever seen, and then comes up the next inning in extras and ends this thing with a nuke. This guy's a baller, man. 5'9", 175 pounds. He's from Greensboro, North Carolina, and he went to Campbell. A 13th round pick, number 403 overall. This is why you love the fucking game, right, man?
Without a shadow of doubt. Without a shadow of doubt. You know, and that goes to show you, I mean, you just read the stats on him. Even that guy, Jackson Holliday, I mean, he's 6', 185. You know, You don't have to be the biggest, baddest son of a bitch on the face of the planet to be a great baseball player. And that's one of the things I love about the sports. I mean, look at Jose Altuve. You know, I mean, that's the thing I love about the sport. But you know, the thing that I wanted to bring up to you is I don't get a chance to follow the East a lot. You know, whatever. You hear the Red Sox and the Yankees and all that. But the Orioles being a former team of, you know, me and you, I mean, it's like, dude, they've been playing great the last few years. You know, we even brought it up about their first baseman the other day. I didn't know who he was. And he's a stud, you know, and you know, then you got Rushman, who's, you know, their catcher DH.
Yep.
And, you know, they've been playing great baseball. So, you know, hey, God bless them. I mean, it's making the East better, which is making all of baseball better. So there you go.
I have a confession to make. The Baltimore Orioles are currently my favorite team in baseball.
That's a good thing. That's a good thing. I mean, look, you're riding a wave, dude. They were hot last year, and they're hot again this year.
Look, I'm in the entertainment business. Not only do I like to be entertained, but I like teams that give us material to then go entertain our audience. And the O's do it every fucking night. Gunnar Henderson, Adley Rutschman, O'Hearn, the first baseman you're talking about. He has over 1,000 OPS. Santander hasn't even gotten hot yet. Cedric Mullins, 830 OPS. Colton Cowser, their left fielder, is hitting 405 with damn near a 1,300 OPS. And I haven't even brought up your guy, Thrill, Jordan Westberg, Mississippi State. He's been absolutely on fucking fire.
And don't think I hadn't followed Westberg. I've been following his little butt. You know, he's doing a great job.
And not to mention the fact, say what you want about Jackson Holliday in the slow start, but he is a must-watch at bat every time he comes to the plate. The slow gather, the leg kick, his timing's been a little bit off too, but you feel like damage is about to be done every time he steps in.
You and I talked about it, and it was different, you know, back in our day. We wanted to keep more contact with the ground. But the guys now that have the leg kick, like you're talking about, you know, they get that leg kick up and all that sort of stuff. If they're scuffling with timing, they're not going to have a good go of things. No. But if they get that timing down, dude, they can get off and running like that. So, you know, hey, I am, fired up about baseball. Got a chance to see the team. I was happy to see the team. Did a fucking boatload of appearances. Oh, and by the way, Big Mike and JT and Tommy Luke, we got the Maker's Mark San Francisco edition Thrills Reserve bourbon that we tested at the ballpark, and we got such a great response from everybody at the ballpark that they're making another run of the son of a stuff so that they can go ahead and sell it, so that pretty soon you guys are going to be able to buy the bourbon that we made for the Giants.
What's the bottle look like?
The bottle is a regular Maker's Mark bottle, but on the label, it tells you like basically the recipe that we made, and then it'll say San Francisco Giants edition Thrills Reserve. And it comes in a pretty cool-ass box. The box has freaking like laces on it. It looks like a baseball, and I actually signed it, and they stuck it on there. The box is cool as shit, too.
Is Santa Claus going to deliver it, though?
I will make sure that Santa Claus gets a little bit. You know, I just got to get a heaping help to the Thrill so he can get it to all his guys.
Battleboard Mike, what's up, motherfucker?
What's up, Byrnes? Hey, man, I took my boss's boss up in your neighborhood this today. We ran around Martis and all the things in Truckee. It was good times. If I would have known you were there, I would have called you and seen if you wanted to fucking grab lunch.
Let's do it. Yeah, next time you're up here, I'm in.
No, next time I told him, I said, I'll take you through all this stuff. And I said, if Eric Byrnes is around, we'll take him to lunch. So
you're damn right. Hey, right. Battleboard, have you had the opportunity to order your steelhead fisherman's shirt right here? We are marrying two of America's greatest pastimes, baseball and fishing.
I have not, but I will. And I'd like to talk to the guy because I want to see if it's a play on Still, the chainsaw company, them guys being an Oregon guys. I want to know.
No, it's not a play on that, Mike. It's more the fishing side of things, because I even went on the website and I looked at it, and it's not the lumberjacking side of things. Okay. It's the fishing side of things.
Well, I'm all about it. I'm going to be ordering some shirts and hats, and fuck yeah, dude, we need some of that.
It's cool, man. They did a good job. Let me I got this in here. Hang on one second. I'll show you.
Battleborn, how's University of Nevada, Reno doing? I know you're a big supporter.
They're in the mix for the Mountain West tournament. Fresno is fucking just destroying everything.
Really?
We got Oregon State coming in Tuesday and Wednesday, so I'll be at Wednesday's game. That's a big game. The coach McKinley's done a good job with these guys. Second year, his first recruiting class, he brought in guys that hit home runs and guys that throw hard. And I like it so far. It's good shit.
It makes sense because you want to go for some swing and miss, and you want to take advantage of the fact that you're at altitude and can hit the ball out of the ballpark.
Absolutely, yeah. Saturday's game, Nevada had 4 home runs in that game. We were up 10-3. And then we ended up hanging on for 11-8. But we got the W, so it was all good.
There you go. So look, when they sent some stuff to EB and I, they put some stickers in there and shit. So
okay.
This is, so when you guys go to the website, look up this STLHD. All right, Tommy Luke, go on there, STLHD, and it'll bring you to the website. And there's all kinds of crap on the website. The clothes are freaking awesome. And then they partnered up with some other like fishing people like Gruden's and people like that have like heavy duty gear that they're putting their logo on too on top of that. And on top of that, they also are big into, because they're in the Northwest, they're big into Sasquatch. So Sasquatch has his own little collection. You guys can go on there and find the Yeti and all that sort of shit.
Awesome.
Hey, Battleborn,
Yo.
you're hot on the card market. You always have been, and with all these young studs coming up and making their presence known, what's the hottest baseball card circulating the scene right now?
Ellie De La Cruz
Really?
is probably the number one
Oh
guy.
God, here we go.
He's
He's the latest greatest. So
no, and that's the thing. These modern cards are stocks. They're up, they're down. They're up, they're down. The vintage cards, they're bonds, and that's where my love is. So I'm going to show you guys this. You can see it. There's my Whitey Herzog 57.
Oh, sick, dude. Really cool.
Yeah, and rest in peace, Whitey. Recent submission coming back. The little Johnny Bench.
Yeah.
No, that's my shit. This one, I mean, the second greatest swing of all time, hands down. Ken Griffey Jr. rookie card.
Mm-hmm.
How
How much is that one worth? I mean, that's a big one, isn't it? That Bowman?
No, not as big. Okay, so in a PSA 9, which is mint 9, there's about 15,000 copies of it.
Okay.
So
hey, look, speaking of which, all right, we got Steelhead as one of our sponsors. Look what Big Mike gave me for my 60th birthday. It is, ladies and gentlemen, it's Ted Williams Fishing. How freaking apropos is that?
That is incredible, dude.
There you go. Big Mike gave that to me, and all of a sudden we got a freaking fishing sponsor. Yeah, that's how we roll, Jack.
You want to talk about the synergies of our world coming together, and here he fucking is.
Here he is, ladies and gentlemen.
The owner of Steelhead, the man, the myth, the legend, the guy we've been talking about, and the gear we've been talking about since the beginning of the show. Alex, welcome to No Filter Network, dude. Your setup is fantastic, by the way.
Oh, I am loving this behind you, Alex. Look at you go, baby.
Yeah, man. Ever since 89.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, my God, gracious. Look at you go.
Yeah.
Hey,
Alex,
remember-
give us
was in the upper tank in center field for that series, by the way.
That's where I
remember being 9 years old, sitting in my living room in Yuba City, California, when the quake hit,
Whoa.
watching the chandelier in my living room go like this. I was watching the game. Water goes through one side of the pool, shoots out the other. I mean, we're about an hour and a half north.
Alex, give us a little bit of a background about your story. We have been talking about steelhead since the beginning of the show. I just want to say thank you personally from Thrill and I for hopping on board, becoming a sponsor of Deuces Wild, and believing in everything that we're doing. But tell us a little history about how this all came together.
Yeah, so about 11 years ago, actually, Mike was sort of right. I was sitting in my living room, and I have a graphic design degree. I was in bands for 10 years and just got sick and tired every time I walked into a fishing shop or tackle shop. Everything was kind of bland and not cool, and all my friends were trying to get into fishing, and they didn't want to give up their sense of style. They didn't want to look like the crocodile hunter every time they went out on the water. So I was sitting in my living room watching TV, and I was actually watching Timber Sports. And so there was the original square logo that Will's got on there was a play on the chainsaw logo. But you know, that is that's not the main logo. The fish is the logo. And you know, we've been doing this for about 11 years. We've been started in my garage just outside of Portland, Oregon. And you know, that's kind of basically it. We just are trucking along, doing our thing. And I became a fan of the podcast, obviously a Giants fan, and reached out to Eric and said, what can I do? I'd love to get involved. And I think we could share what we're doing with everybody that's watching Deuces Wild.
That's awesome, man. And, you know, we love the gear, man. It was awesome. And, you know, I'm actually on the website right now because I pulled it up for, you know, some of our people in the chat room so that I could inform them. But, you know, you guys are right there a little south of Portland. I even said it.
Tualatin. Yeah.
Tualatin. Tualatin. All right. So I was too far off. Not too bad for a coon ass. All right. But hey, look, mid-July, I'm gonna be with our team in Eugene. You want to come on down? I'll take you out to dinner. We'll have some fun.
Yeah, hell yeah, man! And if you got the time, we'll take you fishing. I'm actually going to.
That might be a little tough because I actually have to work while I'm there. But I'd love to take you guys out, man. That'd be great.
We're going down to see the Emeralds the 28th of this month, so we'll definitely come down for sure. It's a beautiful place up here. We live in what we call it Disneyland, man, and there's so much good hunting and fishing up here. It's just amazing. We're lucky to be here. And we're stoked to be able to share what we do with all your guys' fans. So,
well, those two guys right there next to you, at least on the screen, Alex, they love to kill shit, man.
Notice I wore the camo on purpose, right?
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, we we started out with a real focus in the fishing world, but we've grown into more of a general outdoor lifestyle apparel brand. We live in farm and ranch stores. We live in traditional hook and bullet outdoor stores, and we're in surf and skate shops on the coast. I mean, we're all over the place, and
nice.
It's pretty cool. So we got something for pretty much everybody. And the heavy hitter shirt was an idea of mine that I had probably 4 or 5 years ago, and it just took off like crazy. It was the first one we did was just a black and white print. And now we've done a collaboration with Baseballism. We're real good friends with those guys. We did a Baseballism collab with that version or that shirt, and then now we've got the two versions you guys.
I was just in Baseballism in San Francisco. Needless
beautiful story.
They didn't have anything along this lines. Otherwise, I bought it.
Well, get this, Will.
Here's another thing. And EB, you and Battleborn. I mean. Come on, dude. You guys have kind of seen this swing before. You know, it's a little reminiscent there. I don't know what. I don't know.
It's close. It's not there though.
Put it this way. It's a fly fishing, and so you never saw me finish up high. I finished down here.
Yeah. I think that's it. That's the reason why. Alex, what were you going to say?
The collab that we did with Baseballism when we were doing that, I was super excited to do it again. We're good friends with those guys. We've been doing stuff with them for a long time, but they were real adamant about the Baseballism collab version being Dodger blue and white.
Oh, that's bullshit.
Is not having it.
That's bullshit. Hey, if you got to do blue and white, you got to do everybody.
I know.
You got to do Pittsburgh. You got to do San Diego. You got to do everybody. That's bullshit.
So we did it, and I said, "Hey, I'm doing the orange and black now, and I don't care if you don't want your name on it. I'm doing it." So, anyway, that was pretty.
That's nice. That's nice, man. That's awesome. That's awesome.
I love it. So, Alex, I mean, obviously, you're a diehard fan. I know you started creating some content on No Filter. Give us a little preview on what you're going to be doing.
No, I mean, honestly, Eric, you're an inspiring dude. Like the way you do things is huge, and you know, it really. I was looking at the platform. It's such a cool platform. I'm addicted to the daily hustle now. In fact, I started doing what we call the daily grind on Steelhead Gear, where I'll just go live for about 10, 15 minutes. And it's been helping the brand. You know, we started a podcast with my buddy, Scott, that owns a company called DRO, Dillon Rush Outfitters. They make soft plastics and, you know, swim baits and beads and stuff for fishing. And he and I become good friends. And so we have a podcast on No Filter Network called Dropped in the Drink. And we talk about business, fishing, fatherhood, sports, everything in between. And we're about 3 episodes in. I'm stoked to be able to use the platform and show people, you know, just bring more people to No Filter. I think it's cool. And thank you for bringing all this to our attention.
Yeah, man.
Hey, Battleborn, you feel soft plastics when you moved to Texas and started bass fishing again. God damn it.
You know what? I'll be moving to the South, but based on Texas property taxes, fuck that place.
They're going to get you. Hey, they're going to get you one way or another, man. They're going to get you.
Hey, you got no sales tax. They're going to rig you in some sort of way or another. Come on.
No, their fucking property tax is higher than California. They can go fuck themselves.
There you go.
I'm not going to get the farm exemption, so I gotta look at different areas, and my eyes are open, man. I'm looking.
Oh, hey, and by the way, Alex, while I got you on the phone, because she was on the chat a minute ago, is Byrnes' wife Tara. She's freaking awesome. She's always cooking dinner about this time, but she likes the old Sasquatch. So
yeah.
Nice job on the Sasquatch for Miss Tara.
Well, Eric, I think I sent you the Saint Sasquatch, didn't I?
Bro, you sent me. I feel like there's 2 or 3 other shirts with some form of Sasquatch on them. The kids love them.
Yeah, we got a whole
Sasquatch.
collection.
It's just I'm all in.
Oh, and by the way, Sasquatch has chicken pot pie on Smell-O-Vision tonight. So there you go, Sasquatch.
Hey, question for you. Hey, I this is legit, and it's for all of you. Does Sasquatch exist? Thrill, you go first.
That would be a no, because I'd be hunting his ass. I'd love to chase him all over the place. He don't exist. Come on.
The fuck I am. Of course they exist.
Oh, get out. Get out. Look at your beard. You're fucked.
Not in the
Alex.
snow, not
So, Alex,
no.
Sammy, you're making shirts with Sasquatch on them. Are you a believer?
I want to believe. That's what I'll say. So, I have never had
non-committal.
I've never had an experience. I've never had an experience, but I've had so many people come up to me at trade shows and tell me, like, stone-faced, "You'll never guess. My grandpa came across him in the woods in 1967, and he threw a rock at his head." And they are convinced like nobody's business. So I'm going to say,
I can tell you one thing right now. All right, I love you, Alex.
Tara's up here. She wants in
on this shit now.
She wants to intervene. Hold on a second.
Hey, I can tell you this right now. All right, Sasquatch, thank God, if he does exist, lives in the Northwest. Because if he was down here in the South with all these fucking rednecks, they'd have been hunting his ass. They'd have killed his ass.
Be hanging on your wall right behind you.
There you go.
Yes, honey, your thoughts.
He'd be a little harder to get with a bow and arrow for sure.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
But we've hiked and run those Mount Hood trails.
Mm-hmm.
If he's anywhere, it's there.
Yeah. Yeah, or the
He's
Olympic
fucking there,
Peninsula.
man.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, he is there. And then Tara also had a suggestion, Alex, for the name of your daily show. And this is good. Go for it.
Yeah.
I'm thinking Daily Real or Real Life.
Ooh.
That's actually really good. That's actually really good. I got to make sure there's not another somebody doing it, but I like that. I call it the daily grind because I usually have my cup of coffee with me, but
I like the grind. Stick with it. But
Alex,
you like to come in here and
there's your new marketing executive right there.
It's a good idea, though. It's a good idea.
Anything else?
I can't hear what everybody's saying.
Oh, you can't hear what anyone's saying. Oh, that's enough. That's enough.
Get out.
I love it. I'll say chicken pot pie.
Actually, I do have. Wait.
Hold on. I'm gonna take my microphone off for a second.
All right, go ahead, because she needs to. She's
got to hear you guys. Hold on.
Get in there.
Settings and
You know what I like the fact that you guys are partnering with some of the other people like Gruden's and people like that.
That's
because
successful.
in that space, they're a little bit higher elevated, and you're jumping in right in the middle of it. And then as far as the tackle goes, because I wanted to jump in and see tackle and all that stuff. Yeah, you guys did a good job on that space too.
Well, our next collab is with these guys.
Oh, Mike, we are there. We are there, Mike.
Yep.
Hell yeah.
Launches this summer.
Mountains are blue.
That's right.
That's right.
We'll see that Dodger blue. That's what I had to talk about.
No.
Stop it.
Mountains are blue.
Stop it.
Mountains are blue.
The mountains
All right.
are blue. So
All right.
Colton is playing Little League, our son, and he's on the Dodgers, which is hard to stomach. Die hard, grew up Padres fan, love the Giants, love Will, anybody but the Dodgers, right? So today we show up for the first practice. Half the kids have their jerseys inside out. Half the kids aren't wearing their jersey. And then there's one girl on the team. She's a stud. Walks in, San Francisco Giants t-shirt, San Francisco Giants hat. So I'm like, she'll buy your orange and black.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, she would.
Oh, yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, my brother's a Dodgers fan. So that was a house divided growing up.
That's
Tell Cobb he's got to get the hell out the house. He's out.
It's a good time. We
look, you did a good job putting your story on the homepage and all that sort of stuff. I went in and read it and all that.
Thank you.
I was kind of prepared. I had notes and all that made up for you. So
thank you. Thank you. Yeah, Cobb was giving me some crap about the Giants earlier, and I said they're going to do good. And he goes, "Oh, you think so?" I go, "Yeah, you want to bet?"
Yep.
Look, that's what
I'm sorry, I didn't understand what you said. What did you say? Did you translate that for me?
Hey, look, it's early in the season. Stay in the middle of the pack. Go from there.
Yeah.
Hey, I gotta say something right now because Tara and Mike, you guys both know this. We got a freaking Steven Luker sighting on the site. Where have you been, Luker?
How
You're
do I push
killing
it?
it, man. Oh my God. All right, Byrnesy's coming back on here.
Oh, I had that inside out.
Hey, dude, we got a Steven Luker sighting on the chat room. 4 or 5 freaking chats in a row. So Steven Luker, welcome back, Jack.
Dude, I was just thinking about that. Not only did we have him in the chat room, we had him sitting in the knock queue. And there he is.
Luker!
Where have you been?
I'm working.
What?
No, you're not. I
am.
You got your own channel, and you're going against us here.
Hey, I'm doing a radio show with Bleacher Brothers.
Switch your days around so you can come in with us.
I could try to persuade AJ about it, but It's gonna be hard because I'm lead producer and I give score updates and everything.
All right. Well, look. Have you met our man Alex right here?
No.
How you
All
doing,
right.
sir?
Good
All
man.
right. So that's Stephen Luker right there. Stephen, we got a new sponsor. It's our man Alex right here. He's awesome. He's got great swag for you. I'll get you some.
All right, Will. Hey, tell me the story about this card.
That was in spring training, and we were standing up for the national anthem, and somebody snuck up behind us and took a picture. So there you go.
Yeah, I picked that card up at the card show this week.
That's not technically a baseball card. It was a 5x7 that the Giants used for like fan mail and stuff like that, and then somebody pirated it and made it a baseball card.
Luker,
Yeah.
I've actually, Thrill and I have been concerned about your whereabouts, man. I mean, I've not, very few people have fallen off the face of the fucking earth like you did.
Yeah, I've just been busy. I'm doing school as well, so I'm doing my sportscasting classes. Got A's and B's. I've been just working, trying to keep myself busy.
Yeah, but look at you too. All right, look at you too. Look, I just got my hair cut. Look at you. You're all aerodynamic and everything. Look at Big Mike. That's what I'm talking about. Look at you. You're taking care of yourself, Luker.
Yep.
You need to come back on, baby. Come back on. This is where you
I
started.
will try to get back on. So
Yeah, remember your roots, bitch. Seriously.
Boom!
Come on, man.
Boom!
Also in Vegas, I shared it with Battleable Mike. It was a picture of Darren Aristad, but in the background, it's Eric diving.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Yeah, you were in the back of one of Harrison's baseball cards.
Here, let me show it. Like, let me see.
I can't wait to see that.
I even remember it because I saw it before.
That's the picture.
Yep.
Look at you. Luke.
Whose card is that?
David
Oh, Eckstein, bro.
Yeah, David Eckstein.
Yeah. It's funny. I used to go after motherfuckers for real. I was like you. I mean, you taught me how to do it. I used to watch you. I watched you take out Ozzie Smith and Jose Kendo in one slide. I said that's what I'm going to do for the rest of my career.
Hey, let me tell you something right now, all right? Because you and I brought it up because we're Orioles alumni. Another black and orange, team and all that sort of stuff. And Mullins did make a hell of a catch. Don't get me wrong. I got to tip my cap. There's freaking nobody that made a freaking catch like you in right center, going airborne like freaking this high off the ground, crashing and burning. Hey, look, all the rest of these guys, they kind of run, they stay low,
Yeah.
or even some of these bastards, all right, they like measure their steps. They're like, okay, if I slow down a little bit, I can make a diving catch right here. Jimmy Edmonds used to do that shit. Used to piss me off, all right? You just fucking went for it, bro. Fucking Cedric, look, I love you to death. You're fucking cool as shit, but you didn't do what the EB did, so there you go.
Yeah, it was a little different. I mean, I had, we all have our skill set, right, Thrill? Like, you had your swing. Alex has got the fucking entrepreneur gene, just slaughtering it. Battleborn Mike's got the beard, and Luker, he's got the, I don't know if it's a...
He's got the stat mentality.
Yeah, I mean, he's our numbers guy. He's our
There you
numbers
go.
guy, so we all know our gifts.
Way to go, Luke.
Position now.
What is that card, Luker?
1961 Whitey Herzog.
Oh.
Just passed away just today.
Rest in peace.
Any stories about Whitey?
Yeah.
Thrill. I talked a little bit about him earlier. Anything else on Whitey as we wrap this thing up? And I'm gonna give you guys all a chance to, I don't know, get whatever else you guys got on your chest that you may want to discuss or ask Thrill a question or whatever else. Thrill, go ahead. Anything else on Whitey before?
You know what? As far as Whitey goes, he's one of those guys that you look at from the other side and you say, "I'd love to play for that guy." Even though you're having success where you're at and you enjoy your manager and all that stuff, you tip your cap and you're like, that guy does it the right way, and I would not mind playing for him. And for me personally, being a pro, that's the ultimate compliment that I can give Whitey Herzog. So rest in peace.
Luker, any final thoughts tonight on Deuces Wild before we send you off into oblivion once again?
Well, I'm just saying I'm glad to be back. I'll be trying to get on here as much as I can and give you guys stats, information you need.
I'm loving it. Nice try, Luke.
Luker.
Get the fuck out of here, Luker.
Otherwise, I'm going to see ya, Luker.
I mean, dude, you can't disappear for fucking 3 months and come back on. And
That's
all of a
right.
sudden,
Nah,
I'm right back in the mix and
Hey,
everything.
Linda, how did you put little freaking tacos on right there? What was that?
You just hit the emoji button and they go floating
Yeah,
through
she hit the
screen.
emoji with tacos. Come on, seriously?
Battleborn Mike, any final thoughts for tonight's Deuces Wild? Maybe anything you got on the current Giants team and what's going on there in the early season?
Well, don't give up. Okay, so first and foremost, Jordan Hicks is a fucking savage. I watched him with the Cardinals. The fucking dude's phenomenal. Chapman is Chapman. I mean, he's a vacuum cleaner at third base. He's not going to hit for a lot, but the dude's a fucking savage. That was a good sign. That's what I got for that. Thrill, I'm looking forward to trying some of that Maker's Mark. Maybe sampling just 2 fingers.
Yeah, maybe 2 fingers a bottle. Yeah.
There you go. Yeah. Alex, awesome to have you on board being part of this. I'll be buying some of your shit.
Thank you, sir.
I'll get it spreading around the Reno area.
Awesome. Thank you, sir.
Good stuff, Battleborn.
All right.
Nice job, Battleborn. Hell of a job.
The fuck out of here, Battleborn. We appreciate you joining, though, Battleborn Mike. Alex, the man of the hour. The whole show has been dedicated to you, basically, man. You had Steelhead. Deuces Wild, 22% off. I'll do the shameless plug here. Go to the website. What is the website, Alex?
The website is stlhd.com. So
out.
There you go. Bring it on there. Go look at the products. See what floats your boat, and go get a Deuces Wild little promo code.
Alex, before you go, and I'll let you divulge any final thoughts that you have. Give us a quick tour of your setup there because it looks really badass.
Well, we had this room, had to set it up. It was kind of not getting used. I got 2 little girls, which I just ordered a copy of Let Them Play from you. So I'm stoked to read that and get them on.
Nice.
They're 5 and 8. But this wasn't getting used. It was kind of a playroom, so I set it up as kind of my zone. I got stuff I've collected forever. I got my old starting lineup guys here. I got Matt Williams, Kevin Mitchell. I got stacks of cards. I got that bad boy right there.
Dude, look at it go.
Yeah, 1975 Giants. Spring training.
God, look at that one.
Yeah. That's a good one. I got some old Willie.
Who's that on the mound right there?
Oh, man. I can't read it. I don't know.
Like Gaylord. Kind of looks like Gaylord following through.
I mean, that officially was before I was born.
Good
yeah,
Lord.
Me too. 5 years. Yeah, so I got all that stuff. I got my Buster Posey Funko. I got the signed jersey that my buddy Scott that we do the Dropped in the Drink podcast with. He got me that as a gift. And then the Willpower poster when I was 8 years old. That sucker hung over my bed. And
gotta love it. I love it.
Yep. So it's a good collection. Oh, and I got to say this. I went down to spring training. I go there. The community
This year?
funded.
This year?
Yeah, I was in
When were you there?
I was there. Shoot, I don't remember the exact date, but it was the Dodgers night game. I've been trying to go for 3 years. 3 times I tried to go. COVID blew me out. Next time I had last year I had an emergency business meeting I had to do. And then this year I went down for a meeting with the Baseballism guys and some other folks. We met down there. I had night game tickets to see the Dodgers and Giants. I was stoked. Rained out. I walked in, we had a meeting. I got there late. I got rained out. So the next day I bought bleacher seats, and I'm sitting there and I'm walking through the thing. And the lady from the community fund, she goes, "Hey, we're selling these signed balls. They're the mystery ball. They're in the little Chinese food container, you know?" And I go, "How much?" She goes, $60. I go, fuck it. Let's do it. So I buy it. She goes, "You want to pick?" I go, "No, you just pick it." And she goes, "Okay, you want to open it?" I go, "Nah, you open it. I suck at gambling. You open it." And she goes, "Well, who's your favorite player right now?" I go, "Logan Webb." She goes, "Well, Logan only signed like 2 balls, so chances of getting that not existent." So I go, "Open it up."
Logan Webb, ladies and gentlemen.
She's screaming it over the crowd. Everybody's clapping. It was
yeah.
It was super cool. So that's the
awesome.
setup. That's the setup.
That's
but
awesome.
Guys, thank you so much for having me. Seriously, thank you for introducing me to the platform. I'm super stoked to be a part of your guys' show. Again, it is just one of those kind of like things that I was like, we got to do this. This makes all the sense in the world. And I'm stoked to show our people your show. I'm stoked for your people to see our stuff. And you guys are great. I love what you're doing. I'm a fan regardless. And get out there and go fish the Truckee, Eric. And when you're up here, Will, if you ever want to go steelhead fishing, I got you, man.
Dude, I'll definitely give you a holler. So look, EB, you know, I mean, you know, we got a guy right here who is just a true one of us. And you know, use his contacts too. Look, I mean, bring your audience to our platform because we're going to be pushing your shit.
Yeah.
No, just bring them, tell them, come on, tell them to get in the chat room, act the fool. Everybody in there is having fun, you know, and be part of our family.
Alex, what time is the podcast that you guys do and what days?
We usually do it Mondays. We're trying to stay, you know how it is, but Mondays at 7 p.m. We're trying to do it. And again, fishing, baseball, business, and sports. Touch a little bit. Scott from DRO, he played for the, I think it was the Houston Texans. So
cool.
And I played D1 football. Was never good enough at baseball to do anything good.
Where'd you play?
Defensive line.
Where?
Excuse me. Sorry. Did I not D1? NAIA Division III. I was thinking about Scott, but I played at Eastern Oregon University. So
Oregon, right.
Yeah,
right.
in LeGrand. But yeah, so I had my own sports career before I got into music and then making t-shirts for fishermen. So we both got extensive backgrounds. It's a fun podcast. We just chop it up, you know, like you guys do, sort of, and it's a good time.
I love it, Alex. Well, hey, man, really appreciate you joining. And typically, I kick everybody off before Thrill and I at the end. But you know what? When you're the fucking title sponsor, presenting sponsor of Deuces Wild, you get to stay all the way to the end to hear one last. You ready for it?
I am ready.
Say ya!